going on, guys? Killer Walski here. I'm going to be doing a review of the Logitech G602 Wireless gaming mouse. This mouse has been available since the end of August, I believe, but I just got my hands on one now. I've had it for a couple days. Haven't taken it out of the box yet. Figured I'd take it out and we could take a look at it. This mouse is supposed to eliminate all the problems associated with wireless gaming, such as slow response time, short battery life, just overall not as great a control that you would get from a wired mouse. And it still has, of course, all the freedom and portability of a wireless product. So we're going to take a look at that right now. We're just going to go over some specs of this. The battery life is supposed to be 250 hours in gaming mode or performance mode, and up to 1440 hours in endurance modes, whether you're browsing the web or doing whatever that doesn't require, top-notch response rate. That's the mode you would use. It's rated up to 20 million clicks and 250 kilometers of travel. The sensor, the new Delta Zero sensor that they're using on this, is good up to 2500 DPI and 20 Gs of acceleration and 500 reports per second. Now, just to give you an idea, compared to the G9X, which is what I currently use as my wired mouse, that's rated up to 1000 reports per second and goes up to 5000 DPI for sensitivity. Although I would never use that. That sensitivity is just crazy high. I would never be able to use it like that. So I think 2500 DPI is pretty good for my uses. As for the 500 reports per second, I'll have to check it out, see if I notice anything slow or unresponsive about it. We're going to check it out. So why don't I take it out of the box and we'll take a closer look at what's inside. Alright guys, we're back. We got everything out of the box. I got the G602 sitting next to my G9X so you can get a little bit of a size comparison. You see that the G602 is quite a bit longer than the G9X, and that's because the G9X is what's called a claw grip mouse, and the G602 is what's considered a palm rest mouse. You see your palm kind of rests on top of it, whereas the G9X kind of grasp it with your fingers in like a claw grip. So a little bit different than what I'm used to, but it feels good in my hand. It slides really nicely on this mouse. Actually slides quite a bit easier than the G9X. Anyway, what comes in the box, you get the instruction manual, the USB receiver extension cord, you get the mouse obviously, and you get, I'll take it out real quick, you get the USB wireless receiver. So I'm going to plug it in real quick. Installation's real easy. It should download everything from Logitech.com, get the set point software, which you already probably have if you already use a Logitech mouse like I was. As for the actual mouse, you see it's got 6 side buttons, which I think is really cool. It's got the 2 buttons on the top left, which by default are DPI up and down. You got this switch in the middle, which by default is for switching between performance and endurance mode. Green is endurance, blue is performance. Pretty cool. And I checked what that does. All it does is lowers the polling time, the response rate. 125 in endurance mode, all the way up to 500 in performance mode. You get the mouse wheel. Unlike the G9X, which has a left and right mouse wheel button, this does not. It only has just the scroll and the middle click. By default, these side buttons are set to, on the top row, 1, 2, 3, and then forward, back, and battery life. And when you press the battery life button, the top little LED lights up there. Excuse me. The top LED lights up there. You can see the battery life you got left. I'm assuming it would go down when the battery gets low. My G602 already came with batteries. I thought that's cool. Didn't have to go get some AA batteries. You can switch your profile or your DPI settings, excuse me, by using these down and up. You see that there's 5 different settings you can do depending on the position of the LED there. Let's keep mine on the second setting, which by default it starts at increments of 500 DPI, so 2 lights is 1000 DPI, 3 lights 1500, then over here 2000 and 2500. I might have had that backwards. Anyway, it has a kind of a rough grip. It's not smooth like the G9X, but I kind of like it. It has just like a funky looking grip right here, but it's a decent texture and it feels real good in my hand, and I like the way it feels. Down here you see the Delta Zero sensor on the bottom there, on-off switch above that, and then you pop this out for the batteries, put your 2 AA batteries in there. As far as weight goes, the G9X has an adjustable weight system. See if I can pop it out real quick. And it also has interchangeable grips. So that comes out there on the G9X. Obviously, due to the batteries in the G602, it does not have that, but the weight feels about to my preference. Obviously a little bit heavier than an empty G9X because the batteries do weigh quite a bit relatively to the weight of the mouse. Yeah, it uses the Logitech SetPoint software, which you got to be familiar with if you have a Logitech product. They've been using it for a long time. My favorite part about the mouse is got to be these side buttons. They're not too intrusive. Pretty hard to accidentally click them, but the ones in the back I think might be a little bit too far back to hit them, right on the fly easily. You kind of have to make an effort to hit them. But other than that, it feels like a solid piece of hardware. Feels like it has good control. The clicks feel good and precise. It has a little bit lighter click than the G9X. A little bit lighter click. The G9X you got to put a little bit more force into, so that's a preference issue. And the middle mouse button feels much better than the G9X. I really don't like the click on the G9X and the middle mouse button. This one feels pretty much perfect. Feels just difficult to click, but when you're clicking it. Whereas this on the G9X, it's a little bit squishier. You need to put much more effort to click the G9X middle mouse button. The G602, they got it right with the click. So, in a nutshell, that's the G602. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed and learned something. I'll be around. Good luck, everyone.